Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
Talk about more physical therapy. You know, we cover a lot of things like this on our show. You've heard Dr. Andy Mencia, and we've had orthopedic surgeons on, but we're going to talk to DARREN Taylor, who's Director of Rehabilitation at Manor Pines Convalescent Center. So, DARREN, I was very impressed with you when I first met you. I mean, you've got this great smile. You seem like you've been doing this a long time. When someone comes in and they've just had, let's say, hip surgery, do you rub your hands together and say, okay, I'm really going to get this person well? What do you do?
Actually, good morning, Anita. I'd like to say thank you for having me on. This is definitely a great experience and an opportunity to represent Manor Pines. But when someone comes in who's had a hip fracture, generally I'm not rubbing my hands together. I'm usually thinking about how much pain they're probably in and how afraid they probably are because this is a new experience for them. Being away from home, out of their environment. A lot of times in our business, working in the geriatric population, we're dealing with people who don't have family that are local. So they've lived alone, and now they're in this environment, and these people are coming in. They're moving them, turning them, twisting them, pulling them, shoving them, and telling them what to do.
That sounds like a song. That sounds like a good song you can make up, right?
It's so much going on for them. So I generally try to come in to comfort first, to make them feel that I can understand what you're going through, and I just want to make it better for you. So that's then after that, then we rub our hands together.
But that's lovely, DARREN. I'm glad you feel that you understand that. You're very sensitive to that.
Yeah. We at Manor Pines, we try to look at everyone as family. It's a business, but it's more personal. And I always tell our therapists to make your job personal. Make this person view you as a son or a daughter, brother or sister, someone that they can relate to, and it's going to help their process. I believe that when your body is feeling good, you're going to heal faster. That's just something that I just really believe in. So one of the things I try to reinforce with my staff is making sure you look at that person as a mother or a father or a grandmother or a grandfather. Don't go in thinking that you're just here, you had a hip fracture or knee replacement, or you just had a stroke, and my job is to get you better. No, go in, be sensitive, and reassure them that you want them to leave this place. You want them to have the same quality of life that they had before, and you want to get there as fast as possible. So, I'm
really glad. That's a wonderful philosophy, and I'm sure the fact that you're the leader of the physical therapy department there, that's what people have to do to follow in your with your guidance. Well, let me just ask you a little bit. You know, years ago, and of course, you're not old, but I'm sure people who are physical therapists in their 60s, they didn't get people as quickly as you do when they first had an operation. You know, I've always wondered about that. Why did they change? So now, you know, you've just had this serious operation, and with one day you're up, you have to start doing something.
Well, you know, first at Manor Pines, we have a multidisciplinary approach. So we have the physical, occupational, and speech therapies. But to answer your question, why technology? Technology has improved significantly. So some of the hardware that they're using to put in a hip, and so much research has been done, so many studies have been found that the faster you get people back up on their feet, doing things, moving their body, and facilitating the things that they were doing, you have a better opportunity to get a better response to, you know, the treatment that you're providing. So I would say it's kind of like, you know, the telephone. You know, before, you know, we all have had to remember numbers, but today you just open your phone.
There it is, right?
You can say, call ANITA, right. And it calls you. Technology and everything, and I think even in the rehabilitation and in the skilled nursing facilities, it's improved tremendously.
Well, hearing you say that, I'm so glad that you have this kind of knowledge. You've been there a long time, and we find a lot of times that people don't stay at rehabilitation centers very long. I mean, they're not there for 2 years like they may have been many, many years ago. You get them in, you get them out, and you get them back home.
Absolutely. And today, most people don't want to be there that long because we try to make sure that we foster that this is a short-term thing and that, you're not here to stay. Of course, our facility is a long-term care facility, but our primary focus and emphasis is on short-term rehabilitation. So those people that are coming in with a new hip, a new knee, who had a stroke, as I explained earlier, I reinforce with my staff, make sure you let them know that this is a very short-term process. We don't want to get you out fast because we need a bed. We want to get you out fast so you can start going back to productive living. Today, everything moves faster, and people want results. Like I said, my generation is kind of the microwave generation. My kids, they cook eggs in the microwave, hot dogs, and I just can't do that. I still have to use the stove.
Well, that's interesting. I can do both.
I just can't. It's just some things I just cannot move away from that are just old-fashioned. And
but love and comfort is not a microwave thing. That's old-fashioned.
Absolutely
and
not. That is definitely
Let me tell everyone a little bit about Darren Taylor's Director of Rehabilitation at Manor Pines Convalescent Center. Manor Pines is a Marrinson Senior Care Residence. It's a quintessential skilled nursing facility and rehabilitation center. It's located at 1701 Northeast 26th Street in Fort Lauderdale. And if you'd like information, you want to talk to Darren, you want to talk to them to see what will be the right opportunity for you, go to 954-566-8353, and you can ask for the physical therapy department. You can ask for Carol Smith, who is the administrator, or you can go to their website, which is Marrinson, MARRINSON.com. You have been there a long time, and you've seen a lot of changes, and I know that. But I think when I go there to a lot of the buildings, the Marrinson Group owns, they're independent as well as convalescent and long-term care. There's something very special that I see. I see what you talk about, that the personnel seems to stop by everybody who's there and be friendly. The food is fabulous. You were talking about people coming to rehabilitation. Everybody wants good food, especially at that time, right?
We have a great dietary department.
You do?
Yes, Sue Lynch. Sue Lynch is the director of our dietary department over at Manor Pines, and she has a great group of people there. You get mixed reviews from people regarding the food. Some people will come and say, man, this food is so much better than the hospital. And then some people will say, oh, I wish I was at home. But, like I said, for the most part, they do a great job in making sure that the food is hot, that the meals are well balanced, that the portions are proper. Because one of the things, and what I reinforce in rehab, is most of our patients don't consider their diet. You had a hip fracture or a knee replacement. Well, generally, if you weren't as heavy, you may not have had the problems with your joints. So some of the things that I reinforce, and I also explain to my staff to reinforce, is talk to your patients about the foods that they eat and the way they should eat going forward. Some of the breads and the pastas, it says too much of anything is not good for you. So I don't particularly prescribe to a diet. But I do say if you eat things within moderation, engage in physical activity daily for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, walking, swimming, bike riding, those things will help you in the long term when you do have to have a knee replacement or a hip. Because when you have a hip and you're 50 or 60 or 70 pounds overweight, it's just much more traumatic on your body trying to heal, because now you got this small joint and then you're already overweight. So we do talk about diet, and we do have a great dietary department as well. You do.
And just, Darren, discussing what you said, it's true that people never think food's good, actually, even at home, because a lot of people now are on salt-free diets. They also have, as we were just talking about, they may have dry mouth. They may have problems with their teeth, but mostly, their taste buds are not the same. So they do complain, and so it's very important that at least they have fun doing other kinds of things they can eat the best they can there. But I know that your food is great, because we were there. We did a little presentation. I think you were there the other time, and the desserts were to kill for. I mean, oh boy, that was great. But just getting back, let's talk a little bit about physical therapy. What do you do with somebody? I mean, just try to describe some of the activities that they have to go through.
Well, first, what we do is we try to get a baseline. We try to introduce ourselves, get to know them, and conduct an evaluation. Find out things that are not today the way they were yesterday. What has been the impact of whatever injury, illness, or disability that they're dealing with right now? So we establish a baseline. In physical therapy, they want to see how strong they are. They want to see how much it takes for them to get up, to stand up. Do they need to use a walker? Do they need to use a cane? What is their walking pattern or gait pattern? Just looking at the little details, making sure how far they're able to walk. Just what is their cardiovascular endurance like in order to be able to walk those community distances. And then we also look at their activities of daily living, their ADLs, which would be their bathing, their dressing, their grooming, their toileting, getting in and out of the car, the ability to go upstairs, in and out of your shower. So we look at a number of things. If there are any issues with swallowing, are they able to feed themselves? So each discipline will go in and do a thorough evaluation on mom or dad, and find out what's going on. And then we ask them, what are your goals? We like to keep them involved with the process, because if you're taking ownership of the program, we work for you. So in working for you, you're our customer. So I always explain, I work for you. So whatever you want me to do, I'll do it, as long as it's reasonable, as long as it's necessary, and as long as it's realistic. So we try to establish goals with our patients that they know that they can achieve. Sometimes we have to encourage and add a little bit to say, well, you only want to be able to walk from your bed to the bathroom. How about being able to walk in the grocery store? How about being able to get yourself downstairs to your car? So let's make the goals a little bit higher. So we try to get them involved. And then after that, we establish a schedule, a daily schedule pattern. We see our residents up to 7 days a week if they're able to tolerate it.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of places don't do that.
Yeah. We're unique. We are unique, and we try to tailor our the process with the resident, and we include family. I mean, you'll get family that'll come in and they want mom to be seen 8 days a week. They want her in therapy for 4 hours a day. And then mom is looking at us like, don't listen to her.
Just wait till they leave them.
Yeah, but we try to make it appropriate for the condition and the person. Again, it's short term. So, too much of anything is not always good for you. Believing that your body does need rest to heal. So if our exercises are effective in the period of time that we're doing them, and you're resting properly, you'll be out of there faster. So, but generally, we have a set schedule. They'll come in the mornings and the afternoons. Usually the residents come down twice a day. We break their schedule up. Of course, we get some that would prefer to only come once and get it over and get it done with. So again, we're there to meet your needs. Whatever you want us to do, we do, as long as it's going to achieve our long-term goals.
Now, I'm going to ask you a chauvinistic question. Mm-hmm. Are men or women easier to rehab? Uh-oh. Is that bad?
For me, I really believe women are.
Really?
Yes. Most of the women, they take comfort in working with a man.
Oh, that's so interesting.
I've had so many women say, "Can I take you home with me?"
I love that. Well, that's how I felt when I first met you. I said, "Oh, Darren is so nice," but so they respect you so much. They want to do what you think that they should do.
Well, because generally they're there, and the first thing they tell you is, "I can't walk, I can't move," and then when they see somebody and they're a little bigger, they seem stronger, I think it gives them a little bit more comfort and security. So, and then when you are a bigger person, a stronger person, and you're handling them very gently, it's like, wow. And so what I explain to our therapist is, I always say, when I'm getting ready to move a resident from the bed to the chair or the chair to the toilet, I promise them, I'm going to move you easier than anybody has moved you before.
Oh.
And generally it works out that way because, if you explain to them and you encourage them, they'll help you. And the process is so much easier. So
Darren, if anything happens to me, I'm coming, and you're going to take care of me. I love this.
I will be your personal therapist.
Yes, I see that. That's great. How many therapists do you have there?
At Manor Pines, well, we have full-time staff and we have per diem. So we have approximately, with full-time and per diem, about 25.
No, wait a minute. You must be kidding.
No, really. We have 8 therapists in physical therapy, 9 therapists in occupational therapy, and then we have 2 in speech therapy. And then we have all of our per diems that come in on the weekends when we need them. Oh, absolutely.
So you must have a very large amount of people who come there.
Oh, we do. We do upwards of about 70 visits a day.
That is amazing.
Yeah, we do a lot of work. And one of the things I would like to say about Manor Pines is in Broward County, we were recognized by one of our HMOs as the highest rated facility that their clients requested to return to.
Wow. That says a lot, because nobody wants to go out of their house, right? But they want to go there because they know that people like you are there.
Well,
right?
Listen, I've been there 17 years, going on 17 years. Our owner is a great man. He's firm and fair. His primary thing is take care of the people.
Oh, yeah. He's very much into the people.
Absolutely.
And he's been doing this for a long time, something like 40 years so much. He was one of the first.
He was the first administrator.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the first administrator
and when he
County.
First came to Fort Lauderdale to do this, there were not very many places. They are today, but I have admired Mr. Marrinson. I think that it has really, just looking at people like you, he does know how to choose very good people.
No, I'm thankful to be there, and I've enjoyed every moment.
And there's so many people that are doing well today because of you. So do people come back to visit you? I'll bet they do.
Well, not only do they come visit, I encourage them to come back to visit. And I always say, when you come back, maybe bring some cookies. You told me you were a great baker. So, bake us some cookies.
Right.
Don't come back to stay, just come back to visit. So, we do encourage them to come back. And it also helps when they come back, because some of the people that are going through now, they actually are able to tell them, like, I was here, I was sitting in the same seat, I remember that feeling. But look, I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm moving, taking care of myself, I'm home. So, they come back.
I'm sure. Well, let's move back on you a little bit. So what made you I guess were you in high school when you decided you want to do something like this?
Well, actually, no. And
All right, tell me the story.
I have to be completely honest with this.
Okay.
When I was, after high school, I went into the Marine Corps. And,
a Marine. No wonder you're so good.
So I spent some time in the Marine Corps. And while I was in the Marine Corps, I was going to school. And I've always been into fitness. I was an athlete in high school. I was talking to my wife last night. I had the opportunity to play college football, but I was afraid of leaving home. So I didn't go, and I stayed home and went to community college. And then after that, a Marine Corps recruiter approached me on campus, and then I was off to the Marine Corps because, anyway. So while I was there in college, I told him I wanted to do something helping people. I wanted to do something that I could be physically involved with, progressing someone from one stage to the next. And they gave me the choice, with therapy, physical, occupational speech therapies. And I said, well, which one pays the most? and again, I was like, and I'm just being honest.
Of course. No, of course, I understand. And excuse me, at the time, I think that you're talking about physical therapy, there weren't a lot of them, and all of a sudden people needed you. Yep. And so prices were very high to get physical therapists. I remember that.
Yep. This was back in the late 80s.
Yes.
So, and again, I've been a therapist going on 22 years. So, just doing that and wanting to help people, the opportunity came available, and I was accepted in a program at FIU. And from there, I just
it turned out to be what you really wanted, isn't it?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, just where else do you have the opportunity to meet so many people from so many different backgrounds with so much wisdom?
That's true.
I've worked with people from the ages of, at one time at Manor Pines, we had a young man that was there for some issues that he had, and he must have been in his late 20s. And then we work with people all the way up to 105.
Oh, you really?
So, yeah. So, I prefer to work with the ones older.
So do
because I get an opportunity to hear all these great stories. And then I see the pictures. Like, one of the great things that we do at Manor Pines, we do home evaluations. So that means that when you come and you had a hip fracture or you had a knee replacement or you had a stroke, we actually take you to your house during the process of rehab. So we can find out if there are any barriers or obstacles that we can still work on in the therapy area. So when we go to the house, I'm not looking at those things all the time. I'm looking at the pictures.
Yeah, of course.
And I go, oh my goodness, this was you. Yeah, I was a model. You were a model? Oh, man, if I were 50 years younger.
Oh, they love you. I know why they love you, Darren.
It was just a great opportunity.
Should be the Darren show.
It's just a great opportunity to go meet them and find out things about their past. And again, when you smile, you feel better. When you can put a smile on someone's face and you make them feel better about themselves, it encourages them to participate more. It encourages them to want to be more active. And I think it's just a great facilitatory process in getting them better.
Well, I was very attracted to you when I met you there at Manor Pines, and I'm so glad that you decided to come and do this early in the morning. It actually doesn't work on weekends, but it came all the way up from South Broward to come here to be with us. Darren Taylor, Director of Rehabilitation at Manor Pines Convalescent Center. Manor Pines is a senior care residence. It has skilled nursing facility, rehabilitation center. You've been hearing about that. And it's located at 1701 Northeast 26th Street in Fort Lauderdale. Let me give you a phone number to call. You can call 954-566-8353 or go to their website, Marrinson.com. And we thank Carol Smith so much for allowing this to happen. She is the administrator there and fantastic woman. And you can hear the joy in Darren's voice. I know that you impart that to your, I call them guests, actually.
Yes,
they're
absolutely.
not even
Great.
really patients, but we certainly appreciate people like you because with my gerontology hat on. I adore the older adults, and now I am an older adult, even though I don't feel like I'm an older adult. But I hope people will be nice to me, and people like you encouraging your staff that everybody, there's a saying, everyone's a somebody, and there's no time for them to be a nobody.
Oh,
you've
good.
heard that,
like
I'm
that.
sure.
Yes, I have.
It's a very important statement. So we thank you, Darren, really, for being here.
If I could just say one thing also that I didn't mention, at Manor Pines, our nursing department is led by Hagit Colson. We have a dynamic nursing department. Those ladies and gentlemen, they do a great job providing the care from the CNAs to the LPNs to the RNs. If mom or dad were there, again, I'd definitely be comfortable.
Darren, I'm going to have you back again. You're a charmer. So we're going to tell that to Carol. We got to book you again. But thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.